Hey, if you've spent years sitting at a desk, your body's probably taking a hit and you feel it right now. Tight hips, stiff joints, nagging back pain, a little bit of fluff here. And even worse, as you age, you're losing strength and you're losing it fast. But hey, it's not too late. These 5 primal movements or exercises like these can help you undo this damage and unlock new strength. And we've seen people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 70s go from stiff and stuck to mastering movements they thought were out of reach, like handstands, pull-ups, and achieve lean, pain-free bodies, all by going primal with exercises like you're going to discover today. So I'm going to walk you through each one from beginner to advanced and show you what's possible here. Now, before we start, if you want the full primal system here, guided workouts, a proven 30-day plan, you can check out our Primal Fitness course down below in the description anytime while watching this video. Now, let's go outside and get into this.
Primal move number 1 is the monkey hang. It's fantastic exercise or movement for developing and building your grip strength. Also, shoulder health and spinal decompression. In fact, orthopedic surgeon John M. Kirsch recommends this exercise to help alleviate shoulder pains, even prevent shoulder surgery. And the great thing about this exercise is once you master it, you can start developing into other exercises like your pull-up, then your swings, and then really have some fun in this brachiating exercise or movement here. Here's how you do it. You're going to find a nice sturdy bar. You're going to have your grip shoulder width apart. And if the bar is thin enough, you'll want to wrap your thumbs around the bar for a stronger grip. And the big note here is you don't want to actively hang. You want to passively hang. Another name it calls a dead hang position. So you're allowing your weight to lower down and rest here. Now, if this is too difficult, you're not able to hang here, it feels too uncomfortable, simply use a bar that should allow you to place your feet onto the ground for their help and assistance. Or if you're in a higher pull-up bar at home, you can use a chair or a stool for that extra leg assistance. Primal move number 2 is quadripedal movement or the bear crawl. This is like your Swiss Army knife movements here. The benefits of this exercise is great for building your core strength, your shoulder strength and stability, hip mobility. It basically does it all here. It even develops your cognitive abilities. So here's how you do it. You're going to start off in a tabletop position. You're going to make sure the knees are shoulder width apart, the arms are shoulder width apart, joints are stacked, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and you're going to squeeze the toes into the ground, press through up on the shoulders, up in this elevated position, and make sure your core is activated. And then you're going to step with opposites. So the left hand with the right foot, and then the right hand with the left foot, going back and forth. Here's how you progress into it. The first exercise, level 1, is your bird dog position. But let's say if you have trouble with knees on the ground here, wrist strength is bad, you're actually going to start off in the elevated position. So the side of a couch or a strong ledge. I'll demonstrate here. You're going to work the same motions here, and you can go either forearms or hands if your wrist can't handle it. And you're going to work those same motions, also develop the core strength here, and you're going to practice that in that elevated position. Once that's comfortable, or you're comfortable on the hands and knees here, you're going to go into the bird dog position. So engage the core, opposites working together, think extending out, and then once you master that, we're going to do small crawls, little baby crawls here. Then we're going to elevate into our QM. Primal exercise number 3 is your frog jump. You need to be able to absorb and jump and squat here. The benefits of this move is fantastic for building that leg strength, athleticism, your jump and your landing, and building the strength around the joints and also bone density as well. Here's how you do it. It's similar to the squat, a few technique point differences here. So you're going to make sure your feet shoulder width apart. Your feet are also in line with your knees here or slightly turned out. When you land or when you go down, you're going to make sure your knees are tracked in line with your toes. They're not going in. They're not going too far out. Just right in the center here. You want to have your back as upright as possible in a comfortable position here. And make sure that your back stays neutral. So you don't want to overarch, over round here, especially as you go further down into the squat position. You want to make sure to try to keep avoiding from this, okay, especially when you add impact. So from here, this is where we're going to change a little bit on a normal squat. The technique here is as you go down, we're going to lift up off the heels here and allow our hands to kind of land in front, okay? If you have more mobility, you can have the heels slightly down and back here. But the reason why we're not focused on keeping the heels down the ground the entire time like a squat is because when we're doing athletic movements, jumping, landing, we're not landing flat-footed like this. We're always going to be landing on the balls of the feet and toes and absorb. And basically, you're staying on your toes the entire time. So you can just do a small little jump here where you jump and land on your toes, or jump landing in the standard squat position with weight, heels on the flat on the ground. It's going to go straight into your back here. So that's why with this frog jump, we train on the toes, heels up, right? So we're dynamic and we can move, and we're not setting ourselves up to put all that shock absorption in our back. Here are your progressions here. Level 1, you're going to perform that squat. Again, stay on the balls of your feet, and you're just going to go perform a partial squat and back up. Partial squat and back up. Then from here, you're going to go down to 90 or lower. And then once you have that down, you're going to start placing the hands in front, really get in that frog position and go all the way down, hands in front and back up. And then advanced version is you go all the way down, hands in front, and you can add the jump into it like a frog here. Next Primal Move is your crab walk. This exercise is fantastic for developing that inverted strength, so working the core as well, shoulder strength, shoulder stability, wrist strength, and flexibility. Similar to the QM, but we're inverting it now. Here's how you do it. Start off in a seated position. Place your hands next to your hips, feet up close to your body, shoulder width apart. You're going to press through the shoulders, getting a nice extension through the arms. Put some weight into the feet and heels here, and we're going to step in opposites, much like the QM. So we're moving the left foot and the right hand together, small steps, and then the opposites. Then as you improve, you can take bigger steps, and then you can have some fun with it. Even add in some like cool skills here. Right? You can really have fun with this QM movement, but let me show you how to progress into it. Progression number 1, use the edge of a ledge or a chair or your couch even. And you're going to practice just in this position here. So you have the elevation, not too much pressure. If you need to, you can kind of use the hips also to kind of help with assistance if you're weaker in the wrist or you don't have much flexibility in the shoulders. But you want to be able to move in this position, right? So you're working on that shoulder flexibility, that mobility there. And then you're going to work on those steps, the opposites here, just from here. So lighter, less resistance, getting used to that reverse or that crab motion. Then you're going to start off in seated position, going back to where we were. And you're going to just start off, not even moving anywhere, just stepping like this, lifting small lifts with the opposites. You can start with just the hands at first. So once that feels good and comfortable, you're pressing through the shoulders, then the feet, and then putting it together with the opposites. Then once that's comfortable, you're going to start moving, doing those steps forward and small steps back. Next move is the runner jump or the running man lunge, runner lunge. And it's fantastic for developing single leg strength, also athleticism for your jumps, landings, also joint strength and balance and working coordination. Here's how you do it. And we're going to want to do this on both sides, both legs. But you're going to stand tall and you're going to step back. So stepping back into this lunge, and we're placing basically all the weight in this front foot. So we're loading up this leg, and this back leg is going to be treated basically as balance and support. We don't want to make the mistake of putting a lot of weight into that back leg, because if you notice here, when we're lowering down, it leaves our knees vulnerable to getting injured here or feeling too much. So you want to keep this foot light. I even imagine basically where I could put like all the weight in this split here, okay? But we're going to use that back leg as basically support here. Now, as we're doing this too, we want to keep the back nice and neutral, just like with our squat jumps and things like this. So not too rounded, not too overly arched. Just try to keep that nice neutral position and as upright as you can. And then where this back leg goes, how far, you want to try to hit that, right, that 90-degree angle. You can have your knee go over the toe here and load up this leg. And this back leg, depending on what's comfortable for you, Some people like it a little bit closer, some people like it a little bit further. Notice if you go further back, you're going to need more flexibility with the hips here, so just keep that in mind. And as you're going up, you're driving the opposite leg and knee up towards the sky, because this is what's going to help you get that lift and that jump. And make sure your knee, when it's going down, doesn't go too far in, too far out. You want to, again, track in line with the toe, and the hips to be as square as possible. You don't want to rotate in or out with this. Staying square and lined up. We're also working our arms for coordination when we do jumps. We're running. Opposites, again, are working together. So when this leg is back, this arm is here. It's back with it. And when you go up, the move's together, right? So this is how it looks like put all together, and then you're going to go into that jump and back. Here's how you progress into it. You're going to start off with just that lunge with a small step back. And here, just stepping back in that lunge and back. Okay, keeping it simple there. Then progression 2, you're going to go down a little bit further, and this time bring that leg up. We're not lifting onto the toe yet at this point. Here, enough. Progression 3, you're going to go all the way down into that lunge, loading up the leg, and up. If you can go to the toe, go to the toe, and then back. And then the full all-out runner man jump next. You're adding that jump, you're landing nice and controlled, and you're repeating.
Okay, so those were the 5 Primal movements there. Give those a try. Start with those beginner variations and then build from there. Really have fun with these exercises. They're going to build a lot and help you a lot here. And then again, if you want to go full primal here, pick up our Primal Fitness course down below in the description. And I look forward to seeing you inside there. As always, train safe, keep moving. And if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. All right, take care.